Closer. One time, when you were sleeping, I put myself into your mouth and had my friend take a picture.
Oh, you better be alert. I might just throw a random fry in the middle. Oh, who's faster? That was good.
Okay, YouTubers, the Ducatistas. I'm here to talk about this here $11.99 Panigale EVAP Canister removal. If any of you guys own one of these bikes, you know that they sometimes experience difficulty starting, especially on hot days. If the tank is nearly empty, or if the bike has been run and is hot. And that's mainly due to this little guy right here. This is the EVAP charcoal canister. I've already removed mine. I'm going to walk you through the process of removing yours. Okay, so here are the tools you're going to need to do the job. You're going to need a small flat-end screwdriver, a pair of pliers, some hex keys, and if you want, some hex end sockets, and a pair of scissors. There are, I believe, 12 button socket head cap screws that retain both the upper and lower fairing, and you need to pull both the upper and lower fairing off. And so you've got these 4 screws at the top, you've got these 3 screws here, you've got a plastic detent which you're going to use that screwdriver to pop out. There's a relief to stick the screwdriver in. You pop the top of the button and pull the whole thing out. Then you've got another cap screw. It's about right here, it's in line with this one. You have to pull that one out. You've got one under here where the both fairing sides converge. You've got another one here. You've got one here, and you've got one right here. And you have to take those off. I'm going to do that now, and I'll show you what's under there. Okay, I just wanted to show you this, pulling off one of these screws here off of the fairing. Use 2 hands. I only have 1 hand available, obviously, but use 2 hands when you pull these screws off so you don't scratch your fairing. Any one of these screws that interfaces with the fairing that is painted has one of these plastic washers. Okay, that's to protect the paint. Alright, so just keep track of that washer so you don't lose it. And when you're putting these back in and tightening them, don't use a socket driver. You'll either strip the threads or damage the clip that's attached to the plastic. Just tighten it with a standard set of hex keys and go light on it. Okay, so once you get off all of the screws on the outside and underside of the fairing, just turn your handlebars to the right so that you can get in there and access easily the detent button and this screw over here. Alright, I don't know if you can see that, but stick the screwdriver into the underside of the button. There's a little slot there, and just twist it and it'll pop right out. And you can remove it. There it is. Okay, to pull the top fairing off, you're going to want to grab the front of it and pull it off the lip, and then you're going to take the top one off first, and then you'll take the bottom one off. Top fairing off, just go easy on it. There are some clips on the top one here, this top section. Just go easy pulling it off. Use 2 hands to release this first. Slide it forward, and it'll come right off. Put it aside. Do not put it on the floor. You'll step on it. Bottom fairing, same thing. Just move it forward. Just go easy on it. I'm going to do this with 2 hands. Okay, so here is the bike with the fairing removed. To locate the canister, it's down here. It's the radiator, just below here. It's retained with this rubber strap, and you can just take a screwdriver, find the hole in the side of the strap, put it in here, and pull the strap off. So there's the strap, and then out comes the canister. Now I've already pulled the connectors, pulled the hoses off this. So okay, so this is the charcoal canister, and there are 3 hose connections. There's one here on the bottom, that's the drip line, and then you have this one here, which is the recirculation line. This is a vacuum line, so you're going to have to plug the hose that came off of here. All right, this is what the
vacuum line recirculates the fuel that is trapped in here. Recirculates that back into the engine so it can be recycled upon startup. This one here, this connection, is the tank evaporative line. The hell is that? And you're going to want to pull that off. Now, to pull these connectors off, basically you can just release the clamps that are on here and then take your pair of pliers and then just twist them, rotate them until they start squeaking, and then back them off and they'll come right off. It takes a little work, but they come off. Okay, so once you have the canister out, there are 3 screws which retain this bracket. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. Just pull those out and the bracket will come out. So I've already done that. So once you've removed the canister and the bracket, you have 2 hoses on the bike to contend with. One is the recirculation line here. This is vacuum line, which recirculates the gas and vapor that was in the canister back into the engine to recycle it upon startup. So you need to plug this line, and what I did is I just reattached this clip and then threaded in an M6 cap screw into the end of this to seal it. The other line, which is the evaporative line from the tank, was a little bit different. There are a lot of different ways that you can route this line. You can attach a hose to it and then run it out the bottom here, but there isn't a whole lot of room, and you're probably going to pinch it between the fairings. The cleanest thing you can do is to tap into the drain for the tank. So when you overfill your tank, there's a drain. And I'll show you here. Inside the tank, at the top here, there are some holes. You can see those holes there. There's one here, and there's one here and here. And the fuel, overflowed fuel, runs into a catch, and that catch runs into a hose. And that hose runs down the side of the bike. Okay, right here. You can see that. Put the light on it. Here's this hose coming from the tank down along the side of the radiator, underneath, and attaches to another fitting here on the plastic and then drips out onto the floor. Okay? So what I did is I tapped into that using just a Y fitting that I picked up at AutoZone. Just a polyethylene fitting with 3 barbed ends on it. Looks something like that. And so I just simply cut this line with a pair of scissors and then plugged in the evaporative line from the tank and then the overflow line here, the hose. And that's pretty much it. And I just secured it with a zip tie just so it doesn't float around. And finally, I just wanted to note that I had to attach the vacuum line here to this plastic bracket just so it wouldn't float around. I just retained that using a zip tie. You can see that there. Okay, so before I made this video, I actually had trouble starting this bike. The tank is pretty much empty, and it was cranking and it wasn't starting. So the bike is cold, but let's give it a whirl and see if it works. Okay, so P.S. I just wanted to note that these charcoal canisters use charcoal, powdered charcoal, as a medium. And you can actually draw that charcoal back into the fuel system, clog your fuel filter, etc. There really is no need to use this thing. They're really only used in the United States. On this bike it's an afterthought, and a lot of equipment is an afterthought. Your snowblower, your lawnmower et al. Are not using any kind of recirculatory system, EVAP system. They're just venting to your garage. So there really is no need for this type of capacity, 4.5, 5 gallon fuel tank to need to use this canister. It just wreaks havoc with the fuel system.